TripSheetsOnline.com mobile, powered by over-the-road permitting service. Here we are at the mobile site, and you'll see that here's the area to put your truck username that is given to you by your company, or if you've signed up yourself, what you have put there. The truck password. Here you log in. Now we have currently got a current trip. If you did not have a current trip, you would start one at the start area. Now because we have a current trip, we're going to show you the general information that goes in there. The general information is your trip details. Some of the items here are required, such as the start date, the trip number, the report month, and the report year. Also is whether you're loaded or not, your driver name, your odometer reading, your trailer number, and if you use any of this stuff, your fleet. You save that trip, and it starts, and you go on to your origination and destination, your starting and your ending points. You have a label to put up any information for general stuff. This is just for your trip sheet and letting you know what it's for. The best way to use origin and destination and stops is by postal code or zip code. You can get that off your bill of lading. That is the best place to get this. Or you can use your city and state. Same with your destination. You have a destination label for the same thing. You can put in there, I'm taking a load to Miami for this reason or whatever. Your postal code and your city and state. On the original setup, you will also have the spot for stops. Stops are just another area that you can put a stop label while you're stopping. Again, your postal code, your city and state. You can add stops, or if you have stops, you can move them up and down. I have one stop in here. Anytime you have a stop, or you add a stop, or move a stop, or when you're ready, you will calculate your route, or you recalculate if you're coming in here to edit. It will then show on your driving directions. It will give you your general directions from that zip code through your state roads and interstates, that general roads that you would take. You can see it stops in Mobile where that stop was, and then takes on down to Miami. Your stops, okay, now once you're logged in, you can click on fuel. It opens up your fuel and mileage data information. You click on add fuel, and it'll open up a box. You add your fuel in, your gallons and tenths, or hundredths if it goes to 3 decimal points, and then you can save the fuel entry, and then you can log out and then come back when you're stopped again for fuel. This will always stay open until you finish the trip. So when you put in fuel, you save the entry, and that will save it, and then you just go home or you log out. If you go home, and you can come back and add fuel again the next time you log in, and you add more fuel. Just click on the add fuel for that state, add Alabama fuel. It would open up a box, and you would click it there. When you're all finished, you just click on finish. You pick the date that you finished your trip. Let's say that we finished it today, and then we can put in your signature, which is a driver signature. You notice the email is already here, so it will be emailed to your office or back to you. You finish trip, and it generates a trip sheet. Now, what we'll do at this point is go through and calculate and save everything. It says it's been done. You close that. You go home. You look at your trips, and here's that trip. You can open that trip right here, and here's your trip sheet. It shows you your route from Texas to Alabama, because that was your first stop, the route, the general route, and through each of these states. And then from Alabama, it goes from Texas to Alabama, and Alabama to Florida, and it shows the routes that you took in each state. These are the routes in the state on that part of the trip. The second part of that is your route, and then if you once you're finished with that, you can go back here. If you need to update your trip, you just double click on the trip. It will reopen that trip. If you're finished, you just go back home. For recaps, you just go over here, you ask for what kind of recap you want, you generate the recap, and you're done. It is that easy. Then you log out, and you're back at your point. That's how easy TripSheetsOnline.com mobile is.